Facts and historical events for August 19. Did you know that the Battle of Knockdoe took place in County Galway, Ireland, on this day, August 19, 1504? We formally observe Aviation Day and Photography Day on August 19. There are currently 134 days left in the year 2022, making today the 231st day. We're going to look at historical events that occurred on this day because it has been a fascinating day over the years. Did you know that the Battle of Knockdoe took place in County Galway, Ireland, on this day in 1504? Although the precise number of deaths is unknown, the combat was intense, according to sources from the time. For more fascinating information about August 19 in history, keep reading. What historical events took place on August 19? 1. 2020. Apple became the first U.S. business to have a $2 trillion valuation. On August 2, 2018, Apple became the first corporation to be valued at $1 trillion, doubling its value in just over 2 years. 2. 2014. NASA took the first images that showed the Aral Sea was getting smaller. Between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan is where you'll find the Aral Sea. Since these particular images were the first to demonstrate that the eastern basin of the Aral Sea had fully dried up, they were of great value to scientists. 3. 1960. The American CIA agent's jet was shot down by the Soviet Union, and the pilot received a 10-year prison term. Francis Gary Powers was shot down while flying east of Moscow after being thought to be an American spy. Powers was set free on February 10, 1962 in exchange for the release of Soviet spy Rudolf Abdul. 4. 1918. At the Century Theater in New York City, Irving Berlin's musical Yip Yafank made its debut. 5. 1913. Adolf Celestin Pegaud used a parachute for the first time in 1913 in Europe. 6. 1897. On London streets, the London electric cab started running. According to the designer Walter Charles Bercy, he tried to resemble the appearance of the horse-drawn cabs. 7. 1887. Dmitry Mendeleev of Russia made the first eclipse observation from a hot air balloon at a height of 11,500 feet. 8. 1882. 400 miles off Nova Scotia, the USS Constitution and the British HMS Guerriere engaged in combat at sea. Legend: a Guerriere crew member yelled, "Huzzah! Iron makes up her sides 9." 1791. Benjamin Banneker, the creator of the African American Almanac, addressed a letter to Thomas Jefferson pleading for justice for African Americans. 10. 1692. In Salem, Massachusetts, 1 lady and 4 men were hung for witchcraft, bringing the total number of executions for the crime to 20. 11. 1504. The Battle of Knockdoe took place in Ireland's County Galway. The conflict between Maelsorclen mac Teague Selle, king of Uí Main, and Clan Ricard was the source of the conflict. Approximately 2,500 people died. 12. 1274. King Edward I was formally installed in Westminster Abbey in England. 13. 1263. All Jews in the area were required to submit their books to King James I for review.
Facts and historical events for August 20. Did you know that on this day, August 20, 2015, a large pillow fight resulted in the injuries of over 30 military students? Both the International Day of Medical Transporters and the Day of Chocolate Pecan Pie are observed on August 20. The 232nd day of the year has come and gone. There are 133 days before the year's conclusion. The music industry and the globe at large were rocked by this historical day. Learn everything there is to know about the historical occurrences that took place on this day, August 20th. Did you know that on this day in 2015, a large pillow fight injured around 30 military students? As a result, the event was outlawed in subsequent years. 24 pupils had concussions as a result of the West Point incident. For more fascinating information about August 20th in history, keep reading. What historical events took place on August 20th? 1. 2019 Europa, the moon of Jupiter, will get a ship from NASA to search for extraterrestrial life. The Europa Clipper spacecraft should be completed by 2023 and be launched by 2025. 2. 2018 The World Health Organization (WHO) said that there had been 41,000 measles cases in just the first half of the year, an all-time high. 3. 2016 in Gaziantep, Turkey, a suicide bomber injured 66 persons in addition to killing 57. On this day, a Kurdish wedding was the target of the terrorist. 4. 2015 A widespread pillow fight involving more than 30 military cadets resulted in the event's prohibition in subsequent years. 5. 2012 South Africa, which now leads the international Test cricket rankings, defeated England. 6. 1993 in New Delhi, India, Mother Teresa fell ill with malaria and was hospitalized for a week. 7. 1991 Estonia argued that it was independent of the USSR. Iceland was the first nation to formally acknowledge Estonia's independence 2 days later. 8. 1975 The Viking 1 planetary probe was directed at Mars by NASA. The Viking 1 was the first ever productive Mars lander. 9. 1929 The first airship to circle the globe in a single trip was the LZ-127 Graf Zeppelin, which descended to Lakehurst, New Jersey. The airship departed the USA and traveled east, taking 12 days to complete a full orbit of the Earth. Other than 3 planned stops for refueling, the attempt to circle the globe was made continuously. The first person in Europe to successfully parachute leap from an aircraft in 1913 was a French pilot named Adolphe Pégaud. 10. 1913 The first person to successfully parachute leap from an aeroplane in Europe was a French pilot named Adolphe Pégaud. 11. 1896 The Ericsson brothers submitted the first dial telephone patent application. On January 11, 1898, the patent number 12. 1866 The American Civil War, according to President Andrew Johnson, is over.